I'm really curious what you meant by champion of other things. I will touch base with that a little bit later. Perfect. Go ahead. So I titled this presentation, Food Fuels Ideas. It's creative positive change through restaurants as a meeting ground. It's one thing I've witnessed through the Riversdale community since we started. And when I first got approached to do this, I'd had no idea really what to say, talk about, touch base with, and where's Riversdale going? I have no clue at all. So I thought maybe I'd be political when I talk today. I'm not a politician. We'll leave that up to the bid and Randy Shabilo. I'm not funny. So I know food and I know restaurants. It's what I've trained very hard to do. And one thing I really like to say is that what restaurants do is 80% of success is showing up. And that's what restaurants can do for a community. Restaurants have the capability to bring hundreds and hundreds of people down daily. I know the deli in Kapana sees over 300 people a day come into the neighborhood. And with that, you know the saying, two heads are always better than one. I'm a firm believer of that. So when exposing what restaurants can do, exposing a neighborhood to this many people who might not normally have came down there but saw the restaurant as a destination spot, it allows for people to put two heads together, generate ideas for the neighborhood. And as far as last time I checked, everyone has great ideas around a dinner table. Food brings people together. It's actually one thing that we all can't deny we all have in common. We all have to eat, probably drink at the same time. And I always picture coming home after a long day and sharing my day and telling my stories with my parents. And with that, with the exposure that restaurants can bring, they act as great venues for a newer neighborhood starting up. And Nuit Blanche is one of the first ones I can come to mind. We saw over 800 people come into the Riversdale Deli that night. Not to buy stuff, not to chat with me, but just to be exposed to the neighborhood and celebrate art. And with this popularity came the fact that we can now do these things for communities, such as we donate daily to the food bank. And then things stem from that where, well, if we have this many people coming down, we can now help out nonprofit organizations such as Right to Skate. Right to Skate, I don't know if many of you know, is an organization that allows young kids who can't afford to skateboard, they get them to do volunteer work, which earns points, and local places have donated skateboard equipment, helmets. This is exercise. This isn't just a casual thing that kids do. This is a sport, and we believe in that. Now, when people with restaurants, why they're also important is that they quickly realize all the other things that the neighborhood has to offer. People come down to the deli because they came down for a sandwich, but they then go and explore. They're not just coming to the deli, they're walking up 20th, they're going to the farmer's market, they're going in and checking out these areas, and they're getting to see all the good things. But then also too, they're going out and they're getting to see things that they might not be comfortable with. Things that, you know, they didn't want to walk past D. And they come back to the deli, and I hear them talk about the great things, the bad things, and they start to tell their stories. And I believe that's another reason why restaurants are good for a neighborhood, is they are literally the new meeting spot for ideas. They're the water cooler. They're go out for the afternoon, come back for a coffee, and talk about what they saw in the neighborhood. And this is hundreds of people a day that don't normally come into these neighborhoods, and not just Riversdale. Now, with the popularity comes stretching it out as far as what restaurants can reach. We can reach on a national level, not just local, and we represent the neighborhood. That's why it's very important to restaurants to be a part of the neighborhood. The Food Network just said that the Riversdale Deli was one of the top 12 sandwich places in Canada. That's great. It's called Riversdale Deli for a reason, because we're proud to be a part of the neighborhood, but it's very important for restaurants in this community to reach out to the community. And that's what we've entitled all of our staff to be doing, and we want them to do, because attitude reflects leadership. And we're trying to be leaders as far as the food scene goes in this community. And if you can't be a leader, then it's very important to help leaders out. And that's exactly one of the main reasons why I'm speaking here today, because I fully support every single speaker that's been up here and will continue to speak after me. Now with this, being here today speaking, restaurants also have a very good capacity to support local. Not just talking about shopping in each other's shops or, drinking in people's establishments. Not only those, but actually reaching out and helping other people in this industry, support local. The farmers market, I don't know if you guys noticed, but they only operate 3 days a week. That sucks, because people need fresh produce, they need fresh vegetables, they need milk, they need eggs, especially in the community here where there, I don't know, not many grocery stores. Have you seen? So we allow and are very happy that they can come down and sell their product in our deli for the other 4 days a week. Now people aren't just relying on the farmer's market for a one-stop shop 3 days. And when people are happy with the restaurants and they're happy with seeing what we're doing in the community, we're not just there for $1. We're actually there to be a part. New people keep coming down. People hear about the reputation of these restaurants. They hear how they're doing good in the neighborhood, and it attracts more and more people. And it's very surprising when you come into the deli and you actually listen to what people, and I always try and talk to every table that comes in, what brought you down here? And they said, we love the direction that Riversdale is going, and we never would have discovered the neighborhood unless you guys were doing what you were doing. And that means a lot to me. This is another couple. They come now every week to the community, not just the deli or the pizzeria, but they come every single week to do their shopping and meet new people. And I saw this, and I'd like to just take I know my time might be up, but conveniently enough, this Planet S article just came out today. And no wonder we made the front page, because the other headlines are Killer Robots, Fab Famoso, not that good at pizza, by the way, and Ultron Access. I don't even know what that means. But I want to just read something real quick. And I had someone highlight it for me. And it kind of meant something to me. Did you turn my mic off, or am I just standing really far behind? Okay, sorry. So I want to read this. It goes, this is a quote from someone. I'm not going to name the name that's in the article. I'm not sure if you read this article. It goes, you can't expect people who have been scared from residential schools or lived in poverty for years to knock on someone's door at the 220 building and say, hey, can I have a talk with you about the community? That's really unreasonable. I would like to formally invite anyone who has those ideas to come down to our deli, have an espresso with me, and if there's any way that I can help in what you're doing for the community, let me know. Thank you.